So I'm gonna do a quick walk around with this bike. It's 2013 Honda CB1100. I've had this one for roughly about 2 years, and I am just over 20,000 miles, I believe, on it. I actually need to check the speedometer, but gonna go through a walk around and show you everything that happened during my crash, and also talk through the crash just a little bit. So I'll show the clip of what happened. So I was coming up to a roundabout and definitely came maybe a little bit too fast. That's one thing that it's hard to tell in the video. I definitely slowed down. I mean, I don't usually go through roundabouts too fast anyways, so you can hear that I do downshift before the turn, and there weren't any cars at that moment when it was my turn to go through. But the critical piece is that when you're coming up to the roundabout, you could see that the road is not completely flat, and it actually kind of bows upward towards the center of the roundabout. So as I was leaning into the turn, my crash bars on the left side, my crash bars here that took most of the damage actually on the left side, scraped the ground and essentially sucked the bike under me. Bike slides on its left side for quite some time and then flips over onto the right side. Myself, I rolled a lot. I don't think I really slid too much, but fared out very well. My helmet, you can see here, doesn't have much damage or any damage. It's probably going to be very hard to tell, but very, very slight scratches here. It looks like maybe I just tapped it, maybe on the initial impact, so not that bad at all. My jackets, you see my jacket got some tearing, and that's basically it for my jacket. So again, not that bad. And then my gloves for my right hand, just a little bit of damage on the glove. So all in all, I fared out fairly well. I was extremely sore. It's been about 2 weeks still. I'm able to move around pretty easily, but definitely have pain inside my chest, and that's where most of the pain was after the accident. Had pain on the inside, basically a chest contusion. I did go to the ER just to make sure, but luckily everything was fine. No broken bones, nothing in my ribs that were broken or fractured. So yeah, got very lucky. So stay safe and have fun. Hopefully you guys enjoy the videos. I wish I had a little bit more space, but I'm staying with some family right now. So as they're doing some renovations, I'm gonna have to do renovations on the bike in this tiny space, but hopefully we'll get everything situated pretty quickly. Get a few videos out there and enjoy the process. So you can see here, crash bars definitely saved a lot of damage, especially coming from this side of the left side of the crankcase. I do have an oil leak happening right now, so obviously I'm going to change out the crash bars, but I am going to replace the left side crankcase. You can see on this side, got a lot of wear down from here, and then did get some damage on this cap. Overall, I think it's fine, but once I replace it and get the new sealant on there, then I should be able to
get rid of this oil leak, but it is coming from the bottom. Currently right now it's catching on the crash bar and dripping, but I think you could see a little bit of, you might be able to catch a little bit of leakage down there. Moving on to the next piece, not that big of a deal, but the foot peg broke off on this side. I think the shifter is fine. Once I get everything back and put together, I do want to test out the shifting, make sure everything's fine. But as I'm working on this, I am probably going to paint a couple of these pieces that I can't get in black, maybe with just Plasti Dip, just to test out, since that's super easy to use. So most likely this chain guard, I don't know what this is called, the lower arm stay, something like that, this piece, and then up here where the rack is mounted to, probably take those off and Plasti Dip those to black and see how that fares out. Not really, oh actually one last piece on here is the chain tensioner. So this got tweaked, so luckily not too bad. Moving on to some of the electrical, I do have more LEDs coming. The thing with this bike is you have to have a flasher, or else any LEDs you'll get hyper flashing. So I do have that on order. That's coming from Japan though, so that will take a little bit of time. But I do want to take some of these parts out, so maybe in the next video I'll just remove a lot of these parts. I will probably, when I Plasti Dip the other ones, I'll probably Plasti Dip these ones. Again, just kind of get a little bit more chrome on here. The headlight was damaged, so hopefully you saw that in the little walk around intro video. So I do have a new bucket coming through on order, so I use that, and then I think I'm gonna see if I can order just the ring, just the OEM one, and again kind of see if I could get away with doing Plasti Dip on that, just see how it looks. Just try to save a little bit of money here and there. The biggest pieces that were damaged and that I do have to replace were actually the headlight, but obviously the other pieces, you don't see my meter up here, so no speedometer, no tach yet. That basically completely disintegrated, so I'll grab that out here in a bit and show that. So trying to source that right now. Brand new OEM, it's very difficult to find an assembly, so trying to track one down, either used or something, see if I can get lucky. But straight up pieced out, since I can't find the assembly, it's like 12 to 1300, so trying to get a little creative with that. And I was looking at aftermarket ones, but hopefully we'll try to avoid that. Other than that, the handlebars did get bent, I believe. Let's see if, I think it's hard to tell. Hopefully the throttle's fine. That's the next piece I'm gonna, when I do get the handlebars the new handlebars that I ordered, once I get that installed, then I'll be able to check the throttle, make sure that it's good. The bike still turns on, so everything I believe is good there. I just need to get some more of these parts on there. Moving on to the right side of the bike, just the crash bars on this side. Everything as far as the crankcase covers look good, so luckily nothing there. Later on, once I get it going, I did get some damage on the tank. Let me hop on this side. Did get some dents on here, on this side, from when the handlebars hit it. It's not too bad actually, so I could work with this, live with this for a bit. But non-critical pieces that I will be changing in the future, I think at the bottom of the list is going to be the suspension. So the rear springs and then the front fork. Again, those are definitely a little bit more expensive, and I don't need to change them right now, so that'll be later on. Again, not as critical, but the gas tank, just because of the dent, I mean, that's really the only reason. So again, not critical, it still works, everything's fine, but going to work on that later on. The exhaust is going to be the first one that I change. It's not critical, but I have been looking at exhaust for this, so definitely looking to change that out. Hopefully once I get everything else situated, the more expensive pieces that I definitely need to change out now, then I'll work on that. Last piece, I believe, is just the seat. This is just the original seat. It's okay. I mean, it's relatively hard, but it's just stock. So definitely want to give myself a little bit more comfort, since again, don't have a car. So this is the only way I commute and move around. So definitely want to look into an aftermarket one that's a little bit more comfortable. And I believe that's it.